Hi, my name is Antonia Giordani. This is for Nursing 644 with Franklin University for week 5, the cardiovascular assessment on Mr. Devon Jones. Hi, Mr. Devon Jones. Nice to meet you. So we're here to talk about your blood pressure. Now, blood pressure is defined as the amount of pressure that your blood is applying against the artery walls in your heart. This pressure brings the blood pressure brings blood from the rest of your body, right? It helps bring the blood from the rest of the body into your heart, which then helps the blood that's coming back from your body doesn't have any oxygen in it. So your heart pumps it and helps it go to the lungs where it picks up oxygen. Then your heart continues to help pump it to the rest of your body, because the oxygen that the blood brings is very important to your body and your organs. Without it, essentially, we would not live. So it's very important. Your blood pressure is measured by how much blood the heart pumps in a minute and the amount of resistance that your heart goes against to pump the blood into your body. This is known as cardiac output and systemic vascular resistance. Normal blood pressures are 120/80. Now, there's 3 different types of high blood pressure, which is also known as hypertension. You have primary hypertension, that it doesn't really have an identifiable cause and it develops gradually. This is the most common one we see. We also have secondary hypertension. It usually happens because of an underlying disease. This blood pressure is usually higher than primary hypertension, and it's also more resistant to the blood pressure meds that we would give you to try to control your blood pressure. Complicated hypertension is extremely high blood pressure that has just like a sudden onset, and that does cause organ damage. Now, Mr. Jones, the risk factors that I see, there are many risk factors for high blood pressure, but the risk factors that you've given me from your subjective data is your age, 40 years of age, your race, African American, your family history, because you do have a family history of a couple of people having high blood pressure and dying from it, physical inactivity, your diet, which is high in sodium, high in fat, your alcohol consumption, stress, and being overweight. One of the symptoms, a symptom that you're getting because of this complicated primary hypertension is your shortness of breath when you're doing physical activity. The reason this is happening is because the right side of your heart is having trouble pushing blood through the lungs, and then that blood, it's having a hard time getting to the left side of your body and giving out the oxygen that you need throughout your body. That's why you're feeling short of breath, because you're putting so much stress on your heart. It's harder to pump out that oxygenated blood that I told you about earlier that we really need for all of our organs in our body. I would suggest increasing your activity levels. Like, let's say you take the bus to work. Instead of getting off at your regular stop, get off at the stop before. I would also say, we really have to focus on your diet to try to help with the weight loss. You need to stop eating so much salt. Instead of eating canned vegetables, buy frozen vegetables, things like that. Decrease your soda and juice. I need you to increase potassium in your diet, reduce alcohol intake, and make sure you're taking meds. So I would want you to start following up with chronic management to continue checking in on your blood pressure. Also, dietary nutrition referrals, so they can speak to you about ways that you can change your dietary habits. Yeah, that's it. Any questions?